Efforts are underway to extinguish a blaze at the Rhodes Memorial in Cape Town. The fire is said to be spreading into residential areas. It has also led to evacuations at the University of Cape Town. For more on this, our reporters Ronald Masinda and Lindsay Dentlinger join me now from different viewpoints on this raging fire. Lindsay, can you tell us what's the latest from where you are?
Only just a short while ago, you asked me if firefighters were already starting to extinguish the blaze here on the M3, popularly known in Cape Town as Hospital Bend, and we've just seen somebody arrive on the scene to inspect the extent of the blaze. We've moved just a little bit down from where we were earlier. You can see behind swathes of the Table Mountain National Park still smouldering, but the actual fire and flames now right on the M3. You can see some traffic officials now arriving on the scene. So the message has now filtered through to those firefighters who are battling this blaze across this very vast national park, probably now to start curbing the traffic on this very busy thoroughfare into the city. Beyond what you can see now is the UCT campus. Unfortunately, we can't get much closer, but we understand that that is where the major damage is now, and where the efforts are being concentrated to fight this blaze. You can hear helicopters overhead, at least 3 helicopters, we understand, water bombing the area. But as I say, officials now arriving on the scene where we are to determine the extent to which they can contain this blaze right here on this popular highway into the city.
Right, let's cross to Ronald Masinda now, who is giving us a different viewpoint on the same fire and its spread and impact. Ronald, where are you now and what can you tell us about this fire?
Andy, good afternoon once again. Well, at the moment we are on the M3. The road still remains closed, but we've seen several emergency vehicles drive past us. But a lot of the areas that we've tried to enter in, we've been told that we can't because the fire is that bad. So where we are at the moment, the fire continues to spread here on the M3. We are seeing quite a lot of destruction of property just near where we are. Quite a number of students earlier on were evacuated, many of them uncertain as to whether or not they will continue studies later this week. We've also been told that the fire also affected parts of UCT's building. But just to bring the viewers just quickly up to speed onto some of the details that we are receiving on the ground, the City of Cape Town Safety and Security says that at least one firefighter sustained burn wounds earlier and was transported to hospital for treatment. We're also hearing that donations have also arrived at Roland Street Fire Station to allow at least members of the firefighting or the fire services here in Cape Town some relief, because at least 60 of them have been trying to extinguish this blaze, which has started earlier this morning. Some UCT students saying to us that they saw the blaze at around 10 o'clock, and many of them were quite surprised at how the blaze spread so quickly. They didn't expect it to spread so quickly, because many of them were hoping to use a day like Sunday to catch up with their studies. One student said to us earlier on that he had about 3 assignments to hand in this week, and he doesn't know whether or not he will be able to finish his assignments, because many of them, when we spoke to a student earlier on, he said that he has been told to go to the police station, and there's no knowing what kind of accommodation they will be placed in. But the situation here on the ground is still very bad. The fire has really spread, as you can see in the background here near Rhodes Memorial. The fire is still very, very strong, but we are seeing quite a lot of traffic that has reopened close to where we are, especially on Hospital Bend. Earlier on, it was an absolute standstill as traffic was, traffic was slow. Many people took that time as well to take a few pictures in terms of just watching how this fire was spreading. And we know that earlier on, fire services have also warned people not to be close to the fire. We know that hikers will also given warnings not to hike today, but things are getting a little bit better than in the past couple of hours since we've been here, but certainly still lots of work that lies ahead given the devastating impact this fire has had.
Ronald, can you just give us an update on where the current hotspots are? Where are firefighters focusing their efforts at the moment?
So earlier on where we were, where the windmill caught fire, that area is quite badly affected. When we revisited that area, we were then told that to turn back because the situation was quite bad. And the concerns were that this fire was getting much worse as the wind picked up. And there was a lot of other properties that were set ablaze by the fire near the windmill. We're also hearing reports of vehicles, several vehicles also that have caught fire. But at this stage, we will also try and get closer, try and perhaps persuade traffic officials to let us in so that we can maybe get a different view as to where and how badly affected this fire has on other areas where we've been barred earlier on.
Thank you very much, Ronald Msinda, coming to us as well from Cape Town as that fire continues to cause havoc. Lindsay, let's go back to you now. A little bit earlier, we saw firefighters and traffic personnel arrive on the M3 where you're stationed to try and assess the fire that is growing on the embankments. Can you tell us a little bit more now?
Angli, still just the traffic officials, as I said, they probably have their hands full. We understand that the fire is now rapidly jumping lower down onto the main road. I understand dangerously close to a church in Rosebank. We also understand, unconfirmed though, that the College of Music just behind the Baxter Theatre, which is on the main road, forms part of UCT's lower campus. Also, the blaze now perilously close to those buildings on the lower campus. So we're going to try to make our way there as soon as we possibly can. But for now, as you can see, the blaze still traveling along the M3. Traffic officials here, but as of yet, no firefighters directly on the scene. We see them rushing in the opposite direction beyond what you see in your picture right now, which is where the UCT campus is stationed, and from where the blaze has been moving down the mountain during the course of the day. The mountain, of course, still smouldering quite significantly, hence all that smoke you're seeing. Another helicopter I just see coming across now. We understand at least 4 helicopters and a spotter in use at the moment, water bombing the mountain, which forms part of the Table Mountain National Park.
Thank you very much, Lindsay Dentlinger. We'll continue to bring you updates from Cape Town as that fire progresses and efforts to bring it under control. Firefighters say the wind is making their job very difficult.
To contain it is because the wind constantly changes direction. Earlier on, our firefighters were working on the left flank. They had to be moved there as the fire was burning dangerously towards where they are, and safety of our participants is a priority, as well as safety of our partners and safety of people around the area where it's burning.
Makatso, you mentioned that you're close to Groote Schuur Hospital. Is there any danger to that hospital in terms of a need for evacuation if that area of the blaze is not brought under control?
Well, at this particular moment, this is the site where our aerial resources have been focusing on. We have aerial resources are here doing rounds in this area. But now, because of the M3 and 2, I think that it provides a nice fire break. So I don't see the fire, I don't see it jumping on the other side, but we'll never know if the fire changes direction. But our firefighters, our aerial resources are on high alert to be able to make sure that that particular property, Groote Schuur Hospital, is safe from the blaze.